Aho, nach, do you hear me? Nach,
Here, let me just get the camera on you.
Dechi Makero, I'm sitting over here. Dechi Makeda, onka ake. Hallo onka autokedia onpe. Hotehan dechi don't hear takapshne. We haven't sat like this for a bit of time. I'm hoping that in the meantime, uspenic ichiape, you've been teaching yourself Dakota I apkinde. Hina niepe. Uspenic ichiaba stodiapkaha. Pidanic ichiapte. If you teach yourself and you know Dakota, it is only you that will benefit from it. Hanata, since I can remember, the old people like Kunshi Unka, they used to talk about the plans that the Washichu had for Dakota to eventually they will eliminate us. I remember those words clearly still. As a young person, I used to always think, no, why would they want to do that? To eliminate us. Today, I understand the feelings, the understandings that the old people had 2-3 generations ago. And they used to talk in that fashion. They speak like that. And today, we're trying to keep that from happening. Unkasotapi today means to be without language and culture. I think about it like that. To be without a language and a culture, we will be considered domestic, common Canadian citizens, nothing else, nothing special. And their work is to gradually domesticate us where we will forget who we are. That is the plan, so they won't have no problem taking over our sovereignty, our title to land, to eventually get us to abandon that legal status that we have as Dakota in Canada, with allyship with the British Crown. Today, those are in question, especially the talks that are going on between Canadian government, American government, wanting to make us into a 51st state. So, where are Dakota with the agreements with the British Crown? We allow them, give them some permissions to do certain things in our territory. If you go back to, I think I talked about it, 1857 Aerosmith map that shows that Dakota territory in 1857, when there was 40,000 or so Dakotas in 1857. 10 years later, Canada becoming supposedly a country. Where did the 40,000 go? These are the questions I have, and those are serious questions. Serious where we are today as Dakota in Canada, as well as in America. So hina iyuk champo, think about those things. That should give you more, understanding and more wanting to keep the language going, knowing that the plan is to eliminate that. And it seems to be happening really fast these days. Those of us that speak it fluently, Dakota iya uyakomde, wanachona no kapi. There's a few of us left now. So there's an element of urgency, inachinipte, being urgent to get the language going, the language and the culture, so that we remain who we are supposed to be, according to Creator. Atewa kantanka. Makoche wa upi, he gave us a territory. Makoche get we choichakikte. There will be life in this territory. He gave us a language and a culture to help us thrive. We choichakikte. And we seem to be losing it. So let's all understand that. Understand. And take courage, find strength to move forward, tokatakia, forward, and trying to retain the language of our ancient people, which Creator gave us here on this land, Unjimaka, Makokashpe, the territory. We should look after that. So again, this evening I say hello, ho, Pedro, to all that are listening tonight. Let's all take courage and keep learning. Oh.
I said earlier, Randall said we're having language today, or we're coming together. I remember the word you kiktach. Finally. Kiktach.
Yeah.
That was the word that came to mind. And then so even just sometimes we get a chance to sit here and visit and talk before we visit and before we start our language here. And that's a good thing, is us coming together and hearing the language, talking about the language and such. And I just wrote that one, unkasota. I watched a movie, Lakota Woman, one time. And on there they were talking about Wounded Knee. And then that old man, he said that, unkasotapi, I asked him, what does that mean? He said, they wiped them out. And so those are that's kind of like a traumatizing word, I guess you could say, for our people, because we got wiped out, and still even today, they're trying to wipe us out in a sense, but it's that Dakota thinking mind, that when you think like a Dakota, they don't want that thought, because it's more connection with the land. It's different than take mentality from the land. It's more of a give and take. You give something and then you take something back, and you try not to take more than what you need. So that's not consumerism, right? And that doesn't fit in their agenda. And so, and our Dakota language and everything like that. Even if you think about our language, and when you talk their language, it's simpler than Dakota. So even you're saving energy when you're talking Dakota. And so it's about keeping your power, keeping your energy, is keeping our power as Dakota people. And you cannot forget that when you go and you look at the way our grandpas, when we pass away, our bodies become one with the land, because the birds and such used to eat our flesh, and then they go and we become one with the land. And so when you're looking at part of the land, you can consider our ancestors on every little soil. And so that's why it's meaningful for us, and I imagine anybody that connects with your ancestral bloodline, that's you're gonna feel that. If part of me is Scottish, so when I go to Scotland, I kind of feel that too. There, you feel a connection with the land, and it's real interesting when we learn Dakota language, that you're learning the language of the land, and the Meadowlark language, the Zitkara Oyate. That's our where many of our words they resonate with the birds, so it connects you with the land. It's a very different lifestyle, healing in itself. So, and this is what we're talking about, how the Dakota language is powerful, and it could help you heal yourself as well, because it changes the energy in your home. To hear the Dakota words. So I just want to give a shout out. Those of us that are working in the language all over different communities, I imagine you don't always get the acknowledgement that you deserve, and so there's a lot of you working in the language all over different places, and to me, I always think they say there are just a few of our language fluent speakers left. I think there's not too many, and those ones should be millionaires. You know, we should be taking real good care of them and making sure that they're okay and healthy and strong and well taken, because we really need them. Wachiniapi, you know, wachiniapi. We depend on them. We depend on those ones to help us here and help us to understand our language the best. So shout out to Randall for. He's put all the stuff that we've been putting together. It's all right here, and so it's in this. It's in this, and hopefully, I didn't put my mistakes in here. But hey, we've been kind of going through it. I think you've been going through it as well, and making sure that it's ironclad. You know, that there's no mistakes, visible mistakes that we see, because we want you to have confidence. Sometimes I remember reading certain books, and you'd see 1-2 mistakes, and you kind of lose confidence in that whole book. Like, oh no, I don't want to learn wrong, you know? And that's the main, I think that's the main fear, is that many of us are afraid to be wrong. Oh my gosh, that's okay being wrong. We're going to be wrong a lot. Even us from English, we're not speaking English correctly half the time. We're wrong. Let's get used to that. And but the main thing is the right thing is to keep going against all odds. So anyway, unkasota was that word that I like writing those words down, because you know, some of you might hear that and it's just going to go right out of your mind right away. But if you read it, unkasota, unkasota, it's to kind of clean it out, or they're wiped out. I guess it will be the word for genocide in a sense too. Yeah. And so, by the way, they said, somebody asked me one time from Europe, is this still genocide? They said, yeah, but they're really nice about it now. They just... if I marry off the res or something, you know, then my child's not going to be as Dakota as me, kind of thing. And that's how they're doing it now. And so it's kind of still genocide, still happening. And but then Unkan said it real good. It's our connection with the land. As long as you could remove our connection with the land, then they're going to be doing that. So there's a few announcements. I'm standing up here, but there's a few announcements. We have our language bowl coming up here in on the exact 26th and 27th of March. And there's a few relatives that are coming up from the States, which I'm really excited about, because that's like our own version of gathering, you know, gathering our Isanti Dakota people together. Gathering all our relatives together, Bedewakantu, the Sisituan, Wakpetuan, all of our relatives, gathering them all together. And we said it's a language bowl competition, but really, in the end, it's not really about a competition at all. It's about language retention. It's about us gathering together, and kind of like the competition is just kind of like a little bit fun, maybe even a little bit of bragging rights at the end of it, you know, but nothing too serious. Yeah, because we're not real prideful in that way. Like, oh, we know more than you guys. We don't have that. There's nobody above or below anybody in Dakota way. And we have that understanding, and we keep our humility, and that's what helps us get along as relatives. So we're all going to come together on these next planning things out. Randall is getting things all together and trying to gather all of our relatives, and there's different people that are helping us come together. So that's coming up, and so I don't know if registration is going to be closed Friday, Gappy. Yeah. Friday, yeah. So if you can, maybe even, I don't think there's our relatives from Bedewa Khan. I don't think they know about it yet. The relatives in Devil's Lake, Spirit Lake. Maybe so. If you guys are listening out there, you know, we're thinking of you. We think of you all the time, and so you're welcome to come up. And I think there's it's going to be located in Brandon, Manitoba. And there's a hotel there where there's going to have like a conference. There'll be 2 buildings and 2 rooms we're going to be using. And there'll be a lot of fun stuff, visits, competition, and a chance for our elders to come together and kind of collaborate on some words. And, you know, one of the things that I always like hearing is some of the things that, Unkan brought up a word, ituya. And I haven't heard that word in a long time, ituya. And it's like saying for nothing, ituya. Yeah, ituya. And I used to hear ituya a long time ago as well. And so it's like somebody, you're doing all kinds of work and it's just like for nothing or something, you know. Yeah. or I don't know what can
Unnecessary.
trying to take sand off a beach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the more sand you remove off the beach, it's just I guess you can say insane.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they say insanity is doing the same thing over and over, but there's no meaning behind it, you know. So that's a big word there, and I haven't heard that in a long time since I was a kid. And so I heard him say that. His dad, ate said, "You're eating for nothing. Ituya wayata," or like kind of like
Too much, yeah.
yeah. And you're not even working. You know, you're just eating, but you're not even working or do nothing. Those little stories we like to, we listen to some of these stories when we come in here together, and little words like this, you know, we could talk about those words at the language bowl. That's kind of like, how would you say for nothing? That would be one of the questions maybe there at that time. When you go into town, and what'll be the word? Like little questions we can have, and somebody will remember, Ituya, you know. That'll be kind of cool on that one. And then earlier, it's, I had to fire up my vehicle, and I was trying to think, how would I say I'm going to warm up my vehicle? And Oka told me nakadwai. So truck me tawa nakadwai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it kind of sounds similar to coffee. Wakadyapi. Yeah, wakadyapi. Yeah. So anyway, anything else that we wanted to let?
If anyone has questions, like to reach out, there's a poster that's on the self-government page.
Poster on the self-government page.
Contact information.
Okay, Randall's the kind of guy to talk to. You know, he's the kind of guy when you call him and message him, he's pretty reliable. He'll message you back and kind of he'll get back to you pretty quick on that. He won't ghost you. Hey, he won't wanagi you. Yeah. So anyway, just a couple cool words I'm warming it up. So you could say this for soup or wahampi or
Nakadwek.
yeah wahampi nakadwaek. I'm going to
For soup and meals like that, it'll be just kadwaik.
kadwaek. Okay, yeah, no na, yeah, kadwaek. Yeah, wash day. Little words here I like to learn and think about, because some of these words, see, for myself, it was I heard the words growing up, but I didn't know what they meant. And so now I could say, what does this word mean? And a word that I used to hear growing up, and then Unkang enlightens me and tells me what those words meant. But we did have our story book here. Randall went ahead and bought himself one. I recommended that all of you guys, if you can, you buy this book. But you know, one of the things I found out, you go online and I typed in PDF Stephen R. Riggs, and some of these books are on there, so they're free. Yeah, yeah, and so it's a PDF version on your computer, right? And you just copy and paste. You can make your own page, and then you could have your own stuff on there. You don't, if you're like a lot of us, you know, a lot of times people are having financial difficulties these days, and if you can't do it, there it is. It's online. They're usually online. I know for certain this one is online. Yeah, this one is online here. And so they really come in handy.
Yeah, I think what we try to do is we put a lot of words, Dakota words, on the board on how to spell it or how to identify these words. But what is most important is what's the pronunciation. The pronunciation of the word. That's what I'm interested in. Once you know, like nakadwek, you know what that means now. That you know that. How do you pronounce it? That's very important also. And I find that I get a lot of questions. How do you really say this word? And I find myself saying the word over and over a couple of 2 or 3 times, and for them to say it properly. Like the different words, like with the in it and stuff like that. They have the younger people. They have a lot of not problems, but a little bit of difficulty in pronouncing those words. So that is my wish, or what I try to do is I try to speak the language more so you can hear it, listen, and say it properly. I think that's very important. as far as learning or reading Dakota, if you're very interested in teaching yourself, this is a source of great information. You can read it in Dakota and the explanation in Washichu. So you can go through these kinds of books where it's English to Dakota or Dakota to English. Very important, useful to use to learn the language. But I want you to hear the spoken word. I just wanted to mention that. Hey, Chitu.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're gonna continue on. By the way, this story here, I know it's tedious because we're going through word by word by word, and it takes a while. We're trying to get to the end, but if you learn this story too, it's also connected to the Wiwangwachi, the looking at the sun while they dance, the sun dance, and so there's a connection to this as well. And so that's one of the things I really like learning is the stories. Unka used to say sometimes they're fairy tales, but I don't say they're fairy tales. These are real life stuff for me, man. This is the real McCoy. And I think we're taught that it's fairy tales, but this is real for us. These are our stories. So this is where we finished off here on the end. Those of you that are, you might, you could start taking your notes on this class, but to get your, there's a paragraph that we already finished, and that was from last class. So you might want to maybe even not watch this live if you want. You can go back and watch the other class and then come back to this class, and then you'll be fully caught up. And then and Unka is actually talking about these stories. He'll read it out loud, and then that way you can repeat it over and over. Pause and go back. And good thing with the computer, hey, you can move it around real easy now. So where we're at here, this is where we're at. The story so far, we anum, two women were lying, and they were. This is the story of fallen. We chachbi, yeah. And so where are we at here in the story now?
I think they were snagging somewhere.
There was some snagging going on. There was a Wichashta Tanka in there. I heard an older man.
Yeah, so these two young ladies, they're laying outside looking at the stars, and each of them chose a star. One of them the brighter star, and the other one the less brighter star. And they're saying that they're wishing if they could marry these stars, and that's the storyline behind that. And we are to where one of them, after one of them became with child.
Yeah. And then kind of like one of the things too, you'll notice that word omang. That it's the other one. That one's. It was this story that I learned this word, and so this story became real important because now I know how to say no, not that one, the other one. You know, you could say that in a grocery store, right? You can use it all over. You'll be able to use these sentences in everyday practical life, telling people things, what you want, which one you want, which one you're gonna snag. Hey.
Omang.
Omang hewachi. I want the other one.
So what I'll do is I'll read a little bit of where that paragraph starts, and then I'll get to this point here. And
Okay.
then from there we'll
And then
go.
we'll continue on.
Yeah.
Watch there.
So the story goes, Makoche wa washtechcha hokshichekpa ojujuya nabdaye washte wanka ekta umpe. Unka wichachpi wa nina yechya chigun he wichashta tanka. Ka umakun he koshka kayape. Hechen kinu kaya hihina wichayape. Unka umawana ihdush aka. Makoche ki tipsina ota hu washteshte. Hatchen wiankun wanji boptek da cash. Hinakunki techinda. Yustan wo. Dueda dechi hechunschniche ea eche.
Oh, that's where we're at.
That's where
Now
we're
we're at the,
Yeah.
hey, that's that. We were saying that the other day. Hey, that's that.
So to continue,
Yeah.
we can say unka ihidaka aye cha etipi. It's one sentence.
Uh-huh. Therefore, okay, we'll do the. Like, okay, therefore, and then was that word for that one? What was this one? Ihidu.
Ihidush aka.
Ihidu. Oh, shaka.
Ihidu.
We talked about this word here, pregnant. To be with a child. We just need to say, stop saying knocked up. That's an ugly word. Yeah, don't use that word. These children are beautiful when they come in. So let's make every word that we use with our children beautiful. These words are beautiful that we use. Ihidus aka aye cha. What was after aye?
Unka ihidaka. Unka, that's the beginning. Unka ihidaka aye cha
Ihidaka.
etipi. Ihidaka.
That was the same word as ihidushaka?
No, that's different. You spelled it wrong.
I
there.
spelled it wrong.
Ah.
Hey, my mistakes.
Unka ihidaka.
Unka ihidaka.
They're moving.
Oh.
They're traveling. Ihidaka.
Oh. Ihidaka.
Ihidaka.
Okay, that's a new word for me
Yeah.
right here. They're moving. Ihidaka.
Ayacha. Yeah, that's
Aye.
correct. Yeah.
They're about to. I
Aya went.
went.
Cha is and. ATP camped.
And they ATP.
ATP.
Camped.
Yeah.
There's a word for another word here we need to know.
ATP.
To camp.
Yeah, to camp.
To place a house. Does that
ATP,
make sense?
huh?
ATP, yeah. Yeah. ATP. Aye, they went. It went about, right? Aye.
Yeah, Aya. They're
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay. Unka ihidaka aye cha
Aye.
ATP. And so what we're saying, therefore, they went to move and made a camp. They went about, they moved, moving, they went. See, this is the words that we don't have in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
That in English we would put here. Moving, they went, but we don't say that word they in here, don't need it. Ihidaka aye cha ATP. Oh, washti.
Ihidaka kind of means that you're taking all your belongings with you as you're moving. Ihidaka. Yeah, taking with
we
you
could
all
even
of
use
your
the word-
belongings, in your teepee, eh? Yeah.
Moving with.
Moving with, yeah.
Ihidaka.
Ihidaka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, if you put this in our mind when we see it like this, these words that we have like this, when we have a word like this, we want to see it in our mind, right? So we see people with their packing their belongings,
Yeah,
and all their
they're
stuff
on the
like
travel,
that.
on the horse, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Ihidaka.
The reason why we're going slow with this is because each moment we want it to absorb in, right? We could just rush through this page here real quick and get it done here, but we're not going to really fully understand the deep meaning of each word. That. And by the way, I used to hear this word "I" a lot.
Yeah, they're going. They went. They're on the route, eh?
Is
Yeah.
this a homonym? You could use it in another word, like one
When you're taking an object with you, the object,
Yeah, object.
or somebody can say, hey, I,
Yeah.
this object here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I, he's taking it, or she's taking it, right? I.
Verstehe. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next sentence.
ATP is the last word.
Yeah.
So we can
Trying to do
continue.
Writing here today.
Unka,
Oh. That's why I had these. Okay.
unka, and
Yeah.
wiya, woman. Ihidush ake, with child.
Ihedu. There's that word. Ihedu shake. Yeah.
Ihidush ake, wakeya, tent.
Okay. Oh, there's a big word.
Iti chare, pitched.
Ichichare.
Iti chare,
Itichare.
iti chare.
Oh, yeah.
Iti is kind of like part of tipi, eh?
Okay.
Yeah. Iti chare, pitched his tent.
It's almost like they say raised.
Kare, yeah.
It reminds us how it's said here. I don't. You can correct me, Okam. Itichare. It's almost like it's. You know how woichare.
Yeah, ichar, yeah.
So it's
they're
like
putting it up.
to
eh?
raise it
Yeah,
up, eh? Yeah. Itichare. Cool.
Yeah,
That's a
made,
cool
yeah.
one.
And that ti is like part of tipi, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To pitch or raise a tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iti
Yeah.
chare.
I won't put. I'll just put pitch. You guys get it on there. So I don't. Yeah. That's a good one.
Wakeya iti chare cha timahed piekta. Timahed is inside. Pie, fix up. Kta, would or will.
Is this one a when or an and?
Cha, and. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Timahed piekta timahed hiu. Timahed, house inside. Timahed hiu, came.
Came inside. Timahed Hugh.
Timahed hiu.
A little sentence right here. Inside came. Washing.
Unka,
Okay.
and. Tipsina, tipsina one. One is one.
Just one or
Yeah.
one or
Ah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Tipsina one. Who, tanka. H-U, who is stock.
Yeah.
Or
On
like,
stock.
in
or-
other words, it could be your leg too.
Yeah.
Eh? Who?
They call stalks legs, hey?
Yeah.
Like that's the leg of a flower, the stalk of a
Yeah.
flower, yeah.
Yeah.
Would that be the same for root, or is that a different word for root?
Root is. It could be the same. Yeah.
Could be the same,
Could
yeah.
be the same. Yeah.
What's the word for root? I remember a word was. So I'm just gonna put literal translation, but you can understand it's the leg of a flower, a tips in a flower that they're talking about, but it's the stem, I guess you could say. Is
Yeah.
and it was big. This one was the tipsina. The stems are really big. How long are tipsina stems usually? They're not too long.
Yeah. But 8
About that
inches
long,
or
eh?
so. Yeah.
So these
Yeah.
ones must have been extra long. Yeah.
Word right there, P. Is it,
Pie.
according to this thing, it's supposed to be an A, not a E.
Yeah, yeah. Pie means they're fixing. Pia would fixed.
Fixed already.
Yeah.
Fixed already.
Yeah,
Pia,
this and is a time difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Present or past.
Yeah.
And so if
So
we
that would be present?
if we did this pia like that, then something that happened in the
Already.
past.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this one, it's they're telling you that this is what's going on at the moment, present moment right now. Tima had piekta, you shall fix it up inside.
Ah.
And Pia
She said.
Eh. Huh.
is fixed,
He or she said.
right? Past?
Said. Yeah, she said. It's like saying she said.
Ah.
Yeah. And then after that she said, Tima had Hugh. Unka tipsy na who is it who tanka? Is that like that?
Tipsinawa hu tanka.
Who tanka? Is
Yeah.
that like a
Hu
whole
tanka? Yeah.
all one word?
Large. Yeah.
Yeah. So just so you guys know, in writing this, there'll be a difference if we did it like this. Who tanka?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hu tanka.
That's how we'll do that. So to say who first and then tanka just a little bit right after. Who tanka?
Kind of like a little pause.
Little pause.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise we'll say who tanka.
Yeah.
A little different. Yeah.
Tipsinawa hu tanka.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Washte.
Say leg.
Yeah, because it's like a who is a leg as well. So
Yeah.
what we're saying is the stem of a flower is like a leg, right? That's what they called it. But it's a stalk, the flower stalk. Yeah. Oh.
Hu tanka washte e a iti chaga. Washte e that
Yeah.
a iti chaga. Over it tent pitched. She pitched her tent over a tipsina.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put that together. Hu tanka washte e a
Ti
iti
chaga.
chaga.
Ah.
Chaga.
Yeah.
Oh, huh. Geez, this is almost, okay. Chaga. A
Iti chaga. Tichaga is to pitch your tent.
Yeah.
It means over, on top of.
Oh, this is the word that made it to where it's over.
Over or on top,
A-E?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's how that does that.
Tichaga.
Uh-huh.
Over.
Washtedo.
Over made
That
tent,
word
yeah.
a-e-ti-chaga means that's how they made it into pitched it over the.
Over that tipsina,
Oh,
right?
washtedo. Oh, shtedo. That's a good one. A-e-ti-chaga.
Yeah.
Well, what else could we use for this kind of a sentence on a-e-ti-chaga? Kind of like when Washichu, they build it on top of a grave.
Something
Build
like
it.
that, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to say grave. What's a word for when somebody builds something on top of something? Yeah. Or a pit erected a house on top of something.
Tichaga.
Oh, huh. There's a guttural in there, by the way. Ga. Tichaga. That's a good word right there to know. Oh,
Unka. And. Unka ito de. Waka ke.
waka.
Waka, dig, I dig.
Oh, yeah.
Waka or wake.
Or wake.
Waka ke, will.
Waka.
Ke is will, yeah.
Will. That's an interesting word there, too. See, as you're learning, you have to really take interest in each word, because each word you really have to take time and pause and give that word time to seep into your feeling. You want.
Waka ke echin.
Yeah.
What would be ending the sentence?
Ichi.
Echin, she thought, she's thinking.
Ichi.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where everybody used to say ichino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what she did was ihidakayapi. They're going, and then when she pitched her tent, she didn't know, but she pitched her tent over the tipsina.
Yeah.
So that now that she noticed that she pitched her tent over the tipsina, then she's thinking, I wonder if I should dig this tipsina, you know. Wak-a or wak-eke, echin, she's thinking, right?
Yeah. So this is the word. So the first part they're telling you, tipsinawa hutanka washte'e. So this is the noun actually right
Yeah.
here. From right here to right here. The tipsina that has a long stalk that's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah,
That's the first part of the information that you have to know.
yeah,
And then say that one.
yeah.
And then he said they put a tent over it.
Itichake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? No? No? Okay. All right. So the first goal that's here is we want you to know what we're talking about. And so it's right here to right here.
That's the
So
subject
That's
matter.
the subject we're talking about. The tipsina hu tanka washte. That's has a real good leg, eh? Or has a really good stock. So the information that we have here, it's a tipsina that has a stock that's really good, right?
No, there's just a big tips in my head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but you see all of these, we're talking in like codes, right? Tipsinawa, okay. A tipsina or a flower. Tipsinawa, that's the information. Hu tankawashte. And so it has a big stalk and it's really good. That's the other information. That one.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah. And then now that this is over here, this part, what she's talking about, what happened to it is
yeah.
geez, I'm mixing myself.
From the A, yeah.
Yeah, iti chage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iti chage. So or chaga.
Itichake.
So it happened already in the
It
past.
happened,
So
yeah.
that's iti chaga.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why it's like that, not ge. Yeah, and so they put a tent over this awesome flower stalk here.
Yeah.
And then so now that's over. That this is the end of that little incident right there. And so now Onka, next thing, what happened? What was the word for ito they had on that?
Ito, okay, where am I at? Ito is low, it says low.
Low.
Low. I don't know what that means, but you know.
Yeah.
Could be a
Behold. or
Lakota word, I don't know. Yeah.
This.
This, wak-a, I dig.
Yeah.
Ke, wak-ake,
Yeah. Wakake.
wak-ake, echin, she thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, I guess this is that word where we talked
That's
about.
lo and behold, I think.
Lo and behold, yeah, that's what
Oh,
that is.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Lo and behold.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
what have you? Hey,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
another one you could use, right?
Yeah.
Mind you, is another one, right? Yeah, we talked about that. Hard to figure out that, but that's a
Lo and behold.
lo and behold. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a old grandpa
Yeah,
word. We don't use
that's a
that
good
word
one, yeah.
anymore either. Lo and behold, somebody came and saw. You know, we don't use to say that too often, and so this day, she's still. We're still talking about, who are we talking about who's doing all of this, by the way?
We was you the one that's
Yeah.
with child?
The one that's pregnant, that's the one we're talking about. She said, ito de wak,
Ake, echin.
waka,
Wak-a,
ka.
wak-a.
Okay, let's do this right here. Keep in mind, this is not, there's two different kind of K's, right? And so this is kind of like a waka, kg.
It's a wak and ah. Wak, ah.
Wak. Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Wak,
Ah.
yeah, wak, All right.
See, that's why I was saying earlier that the
Pronunciation.
pronunciation, right?
Yeah, that's why we have
If
these
you're just
classes.
reading it, you'll say waka,
Yeah.
you know? But it's wak-a.
Yeah.
To do.
Yeah, too
Yeah.
deep. Yeah.
Which is why we need more funding to keep going here.
Wakake ichi.
Yeah. And so this word here made the reason why I said interesting. It made me think of why she didn't say kta. Ke is a new word that.
Wakake. She's thinking about it. Wakake ichi. You know, she's thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
Why doesn't say kte, wakakte?
Kte will mean
I did.
no. She will.
It is gonna happen.
It is gonna happen.
But this
Kte-
one,
What about that too?
it
Yeah.
will happen,
Yeah.
but it's more of a thought.
I thought. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Wakake.
that's a big moment right
Yeah.
there for me, that word, because I didn't know there's another version of saying kte.
Yeah.
There is, and there is, but it's not actually gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just
If Kte was there, she's already made the decision to do it. Yeah. But she's thinking about it here. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Washed it up.
Wakake ichi.
walk ah. We gotta have that walk, that pause. Remember mitakupi, this right here, walk, this little thing here, is reminding you to take a pause.
Yeah.
Walk
Ah, yeah.
So is almost like its own word, almost in there, you know. Walk ke
Okay.
ichi. And so she thought she was gonna dig.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
like
she's
here,
lo
like,
and behold, I shall dig this. Here, she thought.
yeah, she's thinking that.
Yeah.
Here, like the old people,
Yeah.
if they're talking like about this in this fashion,
Yeah.
for the wakake ichi, they would say the wakake ichi, which the ye is not in here.
Oh.
So that's a different dialect. I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like here, we'd say wakake ichi.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's make a note of that word. These little words here, like it's always good to make a little note or like that.
Here, you'll say it. We'll say it that way.
Yeah.
That way. Wakake ichi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Different areas have different ways.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
Subalinize it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah.
Valley nice.
Yeah, you know, and I'd say Sioux Valley is like a melting pot of all the different Dakota. It's because it's Sisituan, but they walk onto. They all mixed here.
Yeah.
Eventually, when you hang out for each other so long, their how your grandpa talked will be a little bit different than how you're talking with your Koda. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're social, so we're gonna obviously you're gonna speak how your brother speaks. You're at school or whatever, you know, back in those days.
Teacher.
Hey, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he said.
I said one guy.
Can you say the whole sentence one more time? Right from the top to the bottom.
You want it?
What did we start?
Unka idush ake wakea itichage.
Itichage.
Itichage. It's right there. That's right.
Yeah.
Itichage.
Itichage cha timahed piekta timahed hiu unka tipsinawa hutanka washte a itichaga.
I eat each other. That's what I was trying to get.
Itichaga. Yeah.
That means it's growing there, right?
Yeah.
Right on top of that,
Yeah.
the real cho flower that has long legs.
Goodness, this chair.
I eat each other. Oh yeah, that's the one I was trying to
A itichaga. Unka itode wakake ichi. She's thinking about it. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'll dig that up.
And then she thinks again, etaha tuwe wa mayake etaha tuwe wa mayake cha.
Let's take a pause there, okay?
Okay.
We'll move on to that other side
Okay.
over there. So you guys take your screenshots and take your pictures and everything like that if you can. Yeah. I'll get out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what's he seeing on the screen right there? Oh,
Right at the line.
oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, it's a little bit behind too. Hey, a little delayed. I didn't know that. Just in case I say something wrong, to cut me off.
Shut it down.
Shut me down. Yeah, go, okay, go ahead and take your, for your memories or whatever. Some of you might have it written down much more nicer than what I have. That's what you call ADHD handwriting right here, chicken scratch. But some of you might already have maybe went down to the store and bought this book already, and you're just reading along with. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. You got it. Right
That's
there.
what we want them to do.
Yeah, yeah. This is just for those of you that don't have a book. Yeah, some of you out there don't have that. It took a long time for me. I had to go down to South Dakota to get one, and then I found out it's on online PDF.
It's a good story.
Mm-hmm. So etaha, is that what's it?
Etaha tiwe wa maya kecha. Etaha for duwe hu wa maya ke me see will see me wa maya ke cha. She's questioning, right? Cha is doesn't have a meaning to it.
Would be a when, hey?
Yeah.
A frequently used when. When something happens over.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Well,
We talked
I
about
could
this
shot.
one as well. This word.
A chi. Again, she thought. Eh? Why ke cha a chi.
Chi.
Etaha tiwe wa maya ke cha a chi.
Oh.
She's thinking, who's going to see me anyway, right?
See me.
Yeah. See me.
Those of you that did the conjugations with us, you learned that one.
So she pitched her tent on the tipsina. She notices the tipsina, and she's wanting to bop there. She wanted to take the tipsina. Well, she thinks that nobody will see her because she's in a teepee, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she's thinking about it. Who's going to see me anyway, you know?
Yeah.
She's trying to convince herself.
Yeah. She's getting sneaky.
What does the first word say?
Etaha.
Oh, sorry. That's kind of.
Etaha for, yeah, you know.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Etaha, who's gonna, you know, kind of a thing. That's that word that.
Is that the word we use for etashe?
Yeah, etaha she. Etaha
Etaha
she
she.
tiwe wa ma'akecha
Yeah.
ichi.
Yeah. Should we put that version? Well,
Okay,
just
yeah,
so you guys know, that's how we would say it here.
Here, etaha she.
No, it's how I hear it.
Etaha she. Etaha she, yeah.
Okay. Sometimes we hear these words so fast. It doesn't. When you break it down, it's different. I've just heard
Etaha she, yeah.
You just say it real quick,
Yeah,
eh?
etaha she.
Etashe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that means four?
Yeah.
Or
Etashe,
for nothing, I guess
yeah.
you could say.
How did you explain it, sir? Etaha she is. Well, who's gonna see me anyway? Etaha she.
Yeah.
What did I say?
It matters not.
Matters not. Yeah. Yeah.
That's another way of saying it. Or who cares?
Yeah. Who's gonna see me anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In other words, don't think about it.
Yeah,
you know.
nobody's gonna see me. I'll do it.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
kind of like
yeah.
the feeling.
Yeah, it's not sure, yeah. It doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna see me anyway.
Yeah.
I'm in a tent. Come on, you know. She's trying to convince herself, right?
Yeah.
That's what I said, Ozzy. It doesn't matter.
Just like when God told Eve not to eat the apple, and she ate the apple. So who's gonna touch it to a market? She ate it, right?
Yeah.
Only
Wonder if
God.
it actually says that on
What? Yeah. So she's trying to convince herself
And
nobody's gonna see her anyway.
So the Dakota Eve said that?
Jeez. Hold on, we're at Echi.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Ata si tuwe o makik ta cha echi. Echi ka humpe
Is Echi again?
echi. Yeah, there you got that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Echi ka and
There's different ways to spell this.
K-A.
Q-A or K-A.
Q-A, either or, yeah.
Did they do the K-A
Yeah, the K-A.
with the dot on the top, bottom? Ka?
Yeah, yeah, ka, yeah.
That's the part I have a hard time to spell.
Yeah. Okay.
Humpe,
Humpe.
digger.
Humpe.
H-O-N-P-E.
Humpe. Digger.
Ichu, ka, bopte, cha, iyupta, ichu.
Yupta. Ichu.
I have a cousin that her Indian name is Humpe. Now I know what that means. Like to my cousin, so I don't ask her, right? What is it? Yeah, all these years. And I'm in my 70s, and you're since a kid, right?
Humpe.
Humpe, yeah.
A digger.
Yeah.
Who-
Now
who's-
I know what her name is all about.
Who's always driving around tobacco
Yeah.
in the community? That's
Yeah.
who you call Humpe.
Humpe is a tool
Oh,
you dig with, right?
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Like
Okay.
like a shovel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Humpe. Yeah.
So she's saying, it
Echin.
doesn't matter. They see me.
Who's gonna see me?
Who sees me? I think you know, and
Humpe.
digger. She picked it up. Digger
Ah.
ichu. She
Yeah.
picked up. She took a digger.
Yeah.
Humpe ichu.
Ah.
And bopte cha yupta ichu.
Iopta ichu.
Iupta.
Ah. Iopta. She
Iopta.
pulled it out, right? Iopta is to make open or whatever, right?
Iupta.
Yeah. Iopta ichu.
Yeah. What's this one? Dig.
Bopte is to dig at, right?
Bopte.
Dug it, yeah. Bopte. Yeah, bopte. When you go for medicine, especially the roots of the medicine you're wanting to take out, you bopta it, boptapi. Pijuta boptapi. You dig it out with a sharp object. Bopta, bopte. Yeah.
How did you say that? Okay.
Bopte, yeah.
So, ichu were used for took or grabbed it,
Ah,
right? Or
pulled it out, yeah.
pulled it out. Yeah.
Chew, yeah.
Iupta ichu. She
Ichu.
pulled it as she took it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because she thinks nobody sees her,
Is there another way to say pull? To pull? Iupta.
Well, because it's, ichu would be just the other word, but she pulled it out. That's what iopta means.
Iupta.
Ah.
Uh-huh. Iupta. Iupta.
Kind of like broke it free, right? Kind of that's what it means.
Oh.
It kind of broke it free out of the ground, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right. So she said she took the digger, bo
Humpe.
humpe, ichuk, and boptecha. When she pulled it out like that, and when she took it,
Ichuk.
something is gonna happen here.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So what happened is, so she took the digger, she dug, and she tore it out of the ground.
Yeah.
Where am I? Ichuha,
Ichuha.
in the meantime,
Ichuha.
Makoche, country. Yuchdoke, Yuchdog, or Yuchdog, Yuochdog,
You.
Ochdog,
Oh.
Ochdog.
You ochadog.
Yeah, Iyeya,
Yeah.
out. Ka, Ka. Ohana from he, you.
He came.
Came, yeah. Ka and Maka ki. Maka is earth, ki, the. Ekta,
Makaki, ekta.
ekta. Tezi, belly.
Yeah.
Kambadas. Kambadas, we would say kambadas here, but here it's kambadas. Burst.
Ka.
Tezi kambadas. Tezi is belly, burst.
We use that long every time I go to the Chinese restaurant now. I say that.
Tezi kambadas. Hichpaya. Keapi. Oh, I don't like that word. Keapi.
Unless you did something good, then you want everybody to gappy about it.
Here, here we all say gappy.
Yeah.
There's no such as gappy. It's
Yeah.
keapi.
Gappy.
Keapi.
Yeah,
not-
just FYI, relatives out there, I know a lot of you probably never got corrected. Uncle will never correct. He loves you too much sometimes. And sometimes
Just
you're
sometimes?
you're hearing it like this. You're hearing this like this. Gappy. Like that,
Gappy.
but that's not, yeah.
Or
it-
gappy to.
Ge. Yappy. Ge. Yappy.
That's gossiping.
Yeah. Gappy.
Gappy. Well, who said that? Gappy, though. You know? So they said it, not me. They said it. Yeah,
What is
gappy.
Ichu, huh?
Huh?
Ichu, oh, what is that supposed to say?
Where is
Oh,
it? Ichu, huh?
Yeah.
And then, Ichu, huh? Ichu, huh? Where am I? Ichu, huh? In the meantime, yeah.
Oh, in the meantime.
Ichu, huh? In the meantime, yeah. Or and then, or in the meantime, yeah.
It's almost like unkan, almost.
You.
In the meantime,
You
Ichuha.
You-
I could hear this one being drug out. Ichuha. In
Yeah.
the meantime.
Meantime,
Yeah. Ichuha. Okay.
You ochdog.
You ochadok. Hey takuka.
The opened up, yeah.
Opened up.
Opened it
Yeah.
up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Remember that she married the bigger star, Yechia, the bigger star. They got married, supposedly. Now she's pregnant. And now they're on the move. And she pitched up her tent unknowingly over a tipsina. So she's thinking, I wonder if I should dig it up. Nobody's going to see me anyway. So she dug it up. When she dug it up, Makoche Yochadaka, because she's in the sky, okay? She made a hole, okay? When she dug it up and she fell through. And because she's pregnant, she fell hard on the ground, her belly bursted.
Oh.
So that's what the payment is probably. That you're not supposed to do that, she was told. Remember that her husband was saying, we don't do that over here. But she did it anyway because she thought nobody was going to see her. But he didn't, he didn't tell her that if you do that, you'll make a hole in the sky world, right? And people can follow through.
Okay, so what happened to Eve when she ate the apple?
And she caused the sin.
Oh,
Yeah. And that's why we're sinful people here.
so every time we eat an apple, we're committing
Yeah.
Gappy.
Yeah.
Good thing you don't eat too much turnips.
Yeah.
Is that a steep sida? I know, right?
Yeah. So I got to tell her, I'll tell it after.
Uh-huh. So,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Ichuha Makoche
You ochdog.
So you could just imagine this makoche, this word we talked about this, it's something you make something happen to
Yeah.
something, right? You ashte, you made it good,
Yeah.
right? So we talked about that. And you ochadog. Ochdoka. You chadoka was to
Open, yeah.
open something,
Yeah.
right? There's another word I used to Kushi used to say, you chadoka.
Yeah.
You know, open it. You chadoka, open it. Yeah. And so you'll hear this word said in different ways, but she did it.
Yeah.
She did it. That's what made this. She did something. Makoche, you
Ochdog, yeah.
you ochadog. And she went out and put a hole in the earth. In
The
other
sky,
words,
yeah, the sky,
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
keep in mind
Lord.
she's in the spirit world amongst the stars, right? So when she put a hole in that earth, and then it made a hole on the ground, and then this is where she said she saw the earth here. So, and ohana hiu,
Ona hiuk,
and from there they came, and the earth. Okay, all right. Let me see here. I got lost. Ohana hiu. So from that hole, they came.
she.
She came, yeah. She came from that hole, and when she was going down to the earth, makaki ekta,
Ekta,
her stomach burst when she fell, right?
yeah.
Her stomach burst. Tizi
Gabadas,
gabadash.
hinchpaya,
Das, not.
Gabadas.
gabadas.
Gabadash.
Ooh,
Okay.
Just because she's pregnant doesn't mean she's.
Gabadas,
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
Hinchpaya,
I just do that to be humble up here. Show you guys how to make mistakes. You know, Kushi used to put mistakes on her beadwork just to show how.
So
humble-
she's in a sky world, okay? And here's the floor of the sky world.
Yeah.
According to her husband's wishes, for her not to take the tipsina, she still did it. So when she pulled the tipsina out, it created a hole, and she fell through. And because she was with child, she fell to the earth, this earth, and her belly burst open
Huh.
as a result of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They say,
Yeah, they say.
"Keapi."
So you could break these down into different sections of information. And so Ohana Hiu, they from the hole that was here.
Yeah.
From there she came out. She came. And then the earth towards I guess you could say towards.
Yeah, yeah.
Like towards, I think that's kind of the word that might be throwing people off right here. This is another word here you could use at.
Ekta. Yeah.
At and yeah. At the earth or to the earth. Tizi gabadas. So she fell at the earth or to the earth. Towards the earth she fell. Gappy. Yeah.
Gappy.
Gappy. Oh, take a little tiny break here
All
just
right.
to kind of clear
Yes.
up our throats and get going again. Oh, mitakepi. I was just asked to just to send a little bit of a reminder. Those of you that are just now tuning in, maybe you're a little bit late. We do have a language bowl coming up. We're gathering on the 26th. It'll be the evening time, I suppose. Hey, Randall? Afternoon. We're all going to be meeting in Brandon. And then on the 27th is the first day of our language bowl. And the different competitions and different gatherings, different people. And it's mainly, I would like to say, hopefully, a lot of our elders can come and sit and visit and talk. And I think that our language speakers, the ones that know the language still, need to be held in a high honorable position. And so we'll have a nice spot for all of our language speakers, those of you that were beneficial. You know, you benefited your Kunshi, never gave up on our culture and taught you your language. And we're so thankful for not only you, but your Kushi, your Unka, your Ina, Ate, they taught you. They didn't speak English to you. They spoke Dakota to you. And to us, those are our new heroes in our community. They're the heroes. They're the ones that are saving our life, really. They're saving our life because our Dakota way is about life. You know, if you hear our prayers and how our prayers are said in the sweat lodge, when you learn the language, you hear how our prayers are being spoken, and that's when we always say, we want life. Waniwachi, I want to live. They'll say, Mitaku ob waniwachi. Together with my relatives, I want to live. That was a very, very big prayer. And actually, I heard from one elder growing up too, where he says, when you say you want to live, it doesn't necessarily mean on this earth. It means that your spirit goes on in the spirit world, and your spirit is strong on that side. That's what that means. It doesn't mean living on earth. It means living well in the spirit world after. And how you live on earth, it affects the spirit world, how you live later. And so little teachings like that. I want to continue on here. We have a long ways to go. I realize how long it's taking us. Hopefully we can get most of it finished. But if you think about it's a lot, but look at how many words we're learning, like ichi, right? To think, right? We could just break down one word, makoche, the land, or you're learning a whole story, but your vocabulary just went up a little bit. You learn 5-6 words every time you read these. And I remember, by the way, when I would read these, I would read them over and over and over until it fully sunk in, and I'm repeating myself over and over. And oh my gosh, I remember when I was reading Dakota, when I would read one sentence and then use these English words underneath to help me, and boy, I still didn't know what the heck it meant. It took me so long to really learn how to think as a Dakota speaker. It takes a long time. And the best way I always try to do that is you break them down, right? Like this right here is a section. Makoche, this is a new word for me. You ochadog. You ochadog. So even me, when you learn a new word, you got to train your muscle memory in your jaws and your lips and tongue. You ochadog. You ochadog. You ochadog. You ochadog. If you're struggling to say it 50 times until it comes easy. You ochadog. You ochadog. You ochadog. I haven't had a chance to practice. That's why I'm struggling with it. But that's how it goes. And so you realize these are all broken down into little sections.
Might be a bit easier if you think of a can of sardines you open up.
Yeah.
You orthodox. Yeah. And even sometimes you could use English just for you ochadog those sardines. You could just use that for that time until it makes sense to put it into a sentence. Yeah. That's another thing that you can do. I'm trying to leave as much information with you as possible because keep this in mind, Mitaka. We have 3 classes left. 3 classes less. And unless the government gives us billions, we'll keep going. But, like many of us here, these things, for all of us to the equipment that we're using here, all of us, our time, it costs a lot of money to make this happen. But so we're next few days here. This is our last month here. by the way, we celebrated this the last time. We're one of the few language classes that continued on right till the end. Most of them finished at 50, they're 50% done, and then they end up stopping. And usually the complaint is not enough interest, there's not enough people. But I always say, if one relative is here, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. That's because that's what it's all about. I'd rather have, can you imagine? Yeah, there's one fluent language speaker because she was the only one that came every class. And there's certain ones here that have been here almost every class as much as you could. And we really appreciate you. You guys are warriors. Warriors. Okay. So we finished off there at the end.
Gapi.
At Gapi. Yeah, and I said that word gappy. Gappy can be a real good word too if you do good, because boy, you want people to talk about you when you do good, right? Nobody even acknowledges me. Well, you want people to gappy about you.
Yeah.
And so yeah. Okay, well, move on. Go ahead and take your pictures, or like if you can. What page is this on, Uka?
84.
84. Yeah. Randall's just opening his book just now. He's like our secretary, though. If you think he's writing down, and I talked about this before, Randall, every lesson that we had, Randall has everything all written down. He typed out everything. I was going to help him with it. Here he showed up at the house and had it already typed out and everything. But he had each ear.
Oh.
That's he's very, very industrious like that. Gets it done. My future chief. Hey, just kidding.
That's a possibility.
That's a possibility.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gapi.
Okay.
That's the end of the sentence.
Yeah. Let's get rid of this here, and then we'll start.
Pajunjun.
Pajunju. Pajunju.
Yeah. Wipe it off. Pajunjun. Clean it off. Pajunjun.
Okay.
Hechen.
Heched.
So. Winuchcha. Woman. K'un. Hechen winuchcha k'un. That. Hechen winuchcha k'un et a.
This is a word. Here you want it to be dead. Here.
Yeah.
I noticed those words like ku and ta, like words that are real impactful. When somebody wants something, you really. So I noticed I always heard those explosive sounds on these real big words, because death is scary, right? So it makes sense that there's a explosive sound, because it's a very explosive moment when that happens. If somebody passes. So a young woman here. This was the other word. Remember, we had two words for the. And also here's two words for that, because remember, he was the other one, he. But is another one. And then this one is to be dead.
Yeah. Et a.
Yeah. Heched, that way.
So.
Or so, okay.
Yeah.
Or thus.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Dukkha. But.
Is that a short version of saying tuka? Tuka?
Tukka. We say tka.
Yeah.
Tka, yeah. Tukka. But here it says tukka.
Yeah. But that might be an older word, hey?
Yeah.
Hanas.
Yeah.
Yeah, tuka. So it's just, we have a word, tka, in Dakota. And the original word, probably long ago, tuka.
Yeah.
Tuka.
Yeah.
So even if somebody wants to say, I want to talk old Dakota, then you'd say tuka instead of tka. Yeah.
Hokshio kopa. Child.
What did you say? Okopa.
Hokshiyokopa. Hoksiyokopa.
Hokshiokopa. Do we say Hokshiopa here?
Yeah, here, yeah, we say
Yeah.
Hokshiopa.
Yeah. I wonder if I should just underline these words that we
Yeah.
kind of, these words where there's a different variation, but good, learn these anyways.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
Either way, you're right. So it's like a baby.
Hokshiyokopa, child, yeah. That. Eshni.
Eshni. Oh, that's good news right there.
Yes. Eshni.
So in this, did not die, died,
Yeah.
and did not die. Eshni.
Means that died. Shni is not.
Yeah. So they're saying she died. So that's that one. She fell out of the sky.
Is that supposed to say that? Where it says hatchet?
Thus,
Oh, that's.
yeah. Yeah. Hatched that way, thus so.
Yeah.
Remember we had that lesson before. Detched, detched. We talked about this one before. Yeah. Hatched true. Do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it thus and that way. Hatched true. Hatched true. Yeah. Hatched. Detched true. Do it this way. Yeah. So in that way, that woman, because of, remember she fell, when she fell here, her tizi, gabadas, and then they're telling us, we know chaku, the woman died. She's dead. Tuka, but hokshio kpa eshni. But
That Hokshiyokopa, how do you break that down there? I know, I got an idea. I'm just trying to say it for the greater good here.
Opa.
That's a child within. Is it?
Yeah.
Hokshiyokopa.
A baby. I don't know. I've never really broken down that word.
Hokshiyokopa.
Yeah, it's I think baby within, if you were to break it down.
I'm not sure if it's mentions within, but
Yeah.
Or that
maybe it's a longer version of the original way of saying it.
Yeah.
Because here we'll say Hokshiyopa.
Yeah.
Would that be baby?
Shni. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a question. All right.
Naragata wanka.
It's a big word there. Okay.
Naragata.
Naragata.
Kicking,
Kicking.
flailing.
Okay.
Naragata wanka. Lay.
Keep in mind, mitakepi, that word na, we talked about that in the beginning. Often, if you hear that, it's something with your foot.
Foot, yeah.
Yeah.
Lay, yeah.
Doing something with your foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Naragata.
Wanka.
Naragata. Wanka.
Yeah. Lay.
He was laying there kicking, and a baby was, hey?
Yeah, baby.
Baby was laying there.
It's not, it's gentle.
Naragata wanka. So
Yeah.
baby was lying there kicking.
Yeah, it didn't die.
Didn't die.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But the mom did, yeah.
Still kicking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wichachcha and he. Wichachcha, old man. One.
Edhi
And he.
came in. We
And
probably,
he. There came, yeah.
Yeah, probably the
Came there, yeah.
Ed. That version you'll see on the book, by the way, it says N.
Yeah, and, yeah, but,
That's the different.
yeah. That's kind of like a,
Ihanktuan.
Ihanktua, yeah.
Yeah.
Ed is Dakota.
Yeah.
And is, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we'll say it here, Ed, yeah. And he.
Just keep in mind on the book, you're going to read that just so you guys know how to identify what that word is. Because you'll be like, they said Ed in class, but I don't see Ed anywhere. It's
Yeah.
N
N,
in
yeah.
that book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we chachjawa,
And he.
an older man, a grandpa man, inside came.
Yeah.
We must be inside the house still. Okay. Oh.
Hokshiyopa ki child. See here it says Hokshiyopa.
Again, yeah, fix.
Up here it says Hokshiyokopa.
Yeah, two different versions
Yeah.
sometimes.
So down here it's Hokshiyopa ki child the Ichu
The old man took the child.
took ka and
Yeah.
itpihnake.
Itpihnake.
Itpihnake. Placed in bosom. So he's holding it, eh? Itpihnake.
That's a new word for those of you new mamas out there. Itpihnake. So when you hold the baby
Yeah.
and you're just swaddling would be the good word.
Itpihnake, yeah. Cuddling, yeah.
Cuddling.
Itpihnake cha tiata ka heye.
Gar, get,
Tiataki.
Ga.
Tiataki.
be, na,
Okay.
get.
Yeah. Cha tiataki.
Oh, teataki.
Tiataki, yeah. Ka heye.
Oh, okay. All right. We can fix this. Randall's favorite.
Oh,
word
okay.
now.
I'm sorry about the meaning. Tiataki came home. Tiataki is the word.
Oh,
Tiataki. Yeah.
oh, took it.
Yeah. Went home, got home. Yeah, came home.
Yeah.
Tiataki.
Okay, so this is the word for cuddling, and then when.
Yeah.
We'll do when again.
And
And see, a lot of this way it's really good because we're doing repetition. You're hearing words over and over and over. It's really going to start sticking after a while.
Tiataki. He got home. Tiataki.
Yeah. Keep is like
He home. Yeah.
home.
Yeah. He
Tiata would
got
be
home. Tiata is home.
Keep is like arrived home or
Yeah.
okay. I was trying to figure out a word.
Key. Yeah. Key is home. Yeah.
Home.
Got home. Yeah.
Could it be that the baby, it says Hoshio Kopa, is referred to as baby up there, but down there it's Hokshiopa because the child has already been born?
Well, it could be. Yeah, we could keep a note on this word
Yeah.
right here and do some investigations on it. That's fun to do that. Like certain words, like
Yeah.
really question that. Like, what is the source of that? How
Yeah.
did they come up with that word? And those are the good questions to have. A linguist question.
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one here is home. What I'm having
Key. Got home.
got home.
Yeah. Arrived. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiata key.
Tiata is home.
Tiata
Yeah.
key.
Arrived.
Heye.
Hey, yeah, hetakucha.
Heye means this said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Heye. He said.
Instead of kea.
Heye. He said. Yeah.
He said. Hey, yeah.
Tiata key. Heye.
Yeah.
He got home and said.
Yeah. So we talk shawa edhi. A man came in. Hope. Oh, yeah, I spelled this wrong.
Hokshiopa.
Spelled that wrong. Hokshiopa. Hokshiopa ki ichu. He took the baby.
Itpihinake.
Itpihinake. He cuddled it when he cuddled it. So
Yeah.
this different right here. It says when he cuddled it. When he cuddled it, tiata
Key.
ki ga heye.
Yeah.
He took the baby and arrived to the home and said.
And said.
Yeah, and then so now we're gonna figure out what he said.
Okay.
All right. So take your photographs. Hey, real old grandpa word. Take your photographs. Take your pictures of this one here. Certain of the elders, they still say when you're going to record them, are you going to film me? They still say that. You're going to film me? Okay.
I thought that was still right.
Yeah. They don't say film anymore. No more film.
It still applies.
That's still giving it our age.
Yeah. Those are old grandpa words now.
So what did he say?
What did he say? Let's figure out. So you pictured him here in the situation. He coddled the baby. Nice of this whole man to do that. He came inside. He coddled and when he coddled the baby, he arrived to home. It didn't say whose home. It just said he arrived home, and then he said. And he said what?
What did he say? He said, Wakanka.
Old lady.
Old woman, yeah. Takuwa. Wambadake.
You don't see it that way. Would it be-
Unka. And
Try to ask questions.
Chante.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Heart. Mashiche. Do. Mashiche do. Eya. Wakanka takuwa wambadake. Unka chante mashiche do. Eya.
Yeah. There's something. Dakuwa something something
Yeah.
something. Hey, you hear that? I often remember that dakuwa
Something.
something.
Yeah.
That's how they used to say it a long time ago. Or you could even say duewa. That's like saying
wa.
somebody,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Duewa. That's a somebody.
One person.
Yeah. Like someone, I guess you could
Yeah.
say that. Yeah.
You know, that's another reason why Dakota people and when they talk Washichu language, they kind of intersperse their vocabulary, the different ways they use the vowels and nouns and prefixes.
Yeah.
And Dakota is different.
Different.
From the way they do in Washichu.
It's backwards,
It's
kind of.
backwards
Yeah.
compared,
Yeah.
Sometimes they put their words like that in the Washichu language.
Yeah.
Unka. Are we good?
Let me put these. Okay, an old woman for wakankada is another word. We say that around
Yeah.
here. And then so here's the word for what?
The inference there is that's his wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw. Bada. Bada means I, right? In
Yeah.
this situation,
I saw.
I saw.
Unka
I
and
saw someone. And therefore, chante mashichiro. My heart is sad, or it's bothering me, or
Yeah.
it's
Mashiche, me bad.
my heart me bad. That's how you'd say I'm sad. Our grandpas talk very poetic, if you think about it.
Could that mashit, I would say mashiche, yeah?
Mhm.
So that would,
Yeah.
could that mean sad as
Mhm.
well as bad?
Mhm.
Bad?
Yeah.
Feeling bad, yeah.
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 Something negative, I guess you could
Yeah.
say. Yeah. Feeling negativity.
It's the chante, right?
Yeah.
Chante mashiche.
You hear a lot of that in real sad songs when, hurting songs. Chante mashiche.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
me driving down the road.
Oh, jeez. Just locked in the past.
No. Just cause.
Some of us are like that, stuck in the past. We're just chante shiche all the time. Hurting. It's like that's a way of saying like a broken heart too. It might be like that. Yep. Oh, huh.
Unka
Yeah.
and Tawichu, his wife. King. Unka Tawichu king.
What?
He taku he. Eya.
Here and then there. I am a C in Toichum.
Tawi chung. Tawi chung. Tawi chung.
Not in this case. No. No.
Tawi chung.
Unka winuchcha. Wan. Unka winuchcha wan. Tizi. Kambdas. Ta. Wanka.
Oh, he's telling the story of
Yeah,
the woman, the
yeah.
dead woman that he saw.
What happened? Yeah.
Yeah. So he's telling his wife here, "Tawichuki, hey taku, hey, like what happened or what is that?" Because he's talking about, I saw someone. Taku, I saw something. I saw something. Chante mashichiro, my heart is sad. He said. Unka Tawichuki, the wife, said. Tawichuki, they didn't put she said here until at the end. Hetaku hehe, she said. What is that? Yeah, what is that? You know, Unka Winuch Jawan, he's telling.
Yeah.
Winuch Jawan, a woman, Tizi Gabadas with a bloated, her belly burst,
Yeah.
was dead. Gabada, Tizi Gabadas, Wanka. She was laying there. Yeah. And so this is the story he's telling her. He's letting his wife know what's going on. Yeah. Yeah. Is this making sense? Is this helping a lot to anybody that's just learning? Okay, cool.
Unka
Okay.
hokshiopa. Naragata wanke. Yeah, wanke. Ahna also.
What? Ahna.
Okay, ahna, yeah.
Yeah.
Ahna wichana. Also boy, wichana. Duka vat. Che, yeah. Ahana wichana duka che, eya.
All right. Okay. So we look. This is the one for burst here. Stomach. Everybody's going to be using this word at the buffet.
Or in the washroom.
And to lay, laying or laying, wanka.
Yeah.
Therefore, I don't know, I'm not going to do that word for therefore. I think you guys are getting that word. Baby. Kicking here. Eh?
Naragata, yeah. Wanke.
Kicking there, laying there. Ahana.
Ahana means also.
Also.
Wichana.
Makes you wonder why they didn't use nakum.
Yeah.
Ahana. Wichana.
Wichana for boy.
Boy.
Here we'd say hokshida.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here I'm going to underline those words there.
Ahanana wichana
But
duka che.
So Dakota Wichada, no?
Yeah. Wichana, it would be wichada. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a Dakota.
Wichada.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Duka che eya.
He
He
said.
said, yeah.
Yeah.
So are we supposed to
Yeah.
write that in like Dakota or?
It's up to you how you want to spell
Oh,
it.
remember we always said, whatever
It's
you,
not Dakota.
well, like like I said, everything you're doing, we should be bilingual.
Yeah.
You could be bilingual.
Yeah.
We're not so. There's a word in Iwashichu, ethnocentric, where I'm just Dakota. I'm just Dakota. We're all those things, and we could learn all those. You could hear a lot of the grandpas. They could talk Lakota, Nakota. So just as these are going on, the reason why I'm underlining these is there's variations on how you could say it. Yeah. Keep in mind, this is not like how it is in regular schools. You got to follow my rules or get out. You know, we don't even have that here. Yeah. Yeah, there's a strictness people get scared of, right? Like, how is it supposed to be? You know, I don't want it this way. I want it, like all that. We get rid of that.
Like here, we cha, like up to there, we cha is male, man, and this na makes it a young one, a little one. We cha na,
Okay,
a
so there's
little
kind of
one.
like a pause in the
Yeah.
middle.
But we
cha
kind of
na.
do the da, right? Is that how we would?
Yeah,
Ah.
we chat, that means little guy.
Yeah.
A little person.
Yeah.
Because we
yeah,
talked about
yeah.
that word dumb meaning something that's smaller, right? Just, yeah, dumb. Yeah.
We cha na, this one here.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was correct before. Unka, and. Yeah, you were correct there. And, yeah. We cha, man, na, little.
Yeah, little
Small,
boy.
Young, yeah.
Or a young man.
Instead of saying hokushida, he said we cha na.
Yeah.
So that's like I think my question was like in between the A and the N, there's a little bit of a space.
We chana.
Yeah.
We cha.
There could be.
Nah.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's almost a small one.
But there is a
Chana.
how do you say that? Yeah, there is a space between there. The na just makes it a little smaller.
I guess if you didn't have that one of these, it'll say we chana.
But in Dakota, again, it'd be we chat.
We cha na.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a little. You could put a pause in there. Yeah. See, the reason why we don't get hung up on details is because so many classes stopped because they got
Because
into
of-
that argument.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, I'm just letting you know the reasons why we're not so strict.
You want me to leave?
The reason why we're not so strict with this is the right way, this is because people have really got scared of it. And they're like, you're not doing it right. That's not even Dakota, like that. They get scared of that. This is all Dakota. This is all of our relatives here. If this Kushi came in and spoke like that, we wouldn't even say you're speaking it wrong there, Kushi. We would never say that. This is all right. And as you're going along, as you're moving along, you can make those detailed changes later on as you're learning the language. You'll be able to hear the difference. And it creates discussion points, right? Because we're celebrating the differences. We're celebrating those differences. It's not one way. Yeah. And so there's so many ways to describe things in the world, right? There's just not one way. Yeah. Oh, okay. We could take a picture of this side here. Doc, please zoom in and screenshot or whatever you need to do. And then we shall move on. My writing is getting a little bit more neater at least. Okay, I'm gonna, this one's gone.
5 more minutes.
Yeah, we'll go for a little bit longer. We were in the beginning, geez, we were all gung-ho going right till 9 o'clock, right to full. And people were cross-eyed and they're not even listening anymore, and so including Chanze, like, why do I have to learn my language? Where's everybody else?
It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
We
Why?
don't need it.
Yeah, we're all
You're not
Washichu
saying
now.
it right anyways. I'm
You're
correct.
not spelling it right.
Yeah, there's supposed to be an I, not an E.
Or an E, not an A.
Yeah.
But it's little stuff.
Dakota, eh?
That's a good one.
Yeah,
He
it's
taught me.
yeah, that's little. It is tiring, and then that's why I say we're warriors because we're in battle. You know
Yes.
how hard it is to learn your language. You know how hard it is to sit here and say, "Why am I doing this? I should be at home. I should be just It's so easy to just give up and just stick to Washichu. Just stick to that's the easy way. And I remember that one video there of it was an elder, I think it was Russell Means or one of the AIM activist guys. He said, being a Washichu is really easy. You wake up, you go pay your bills, but to wake up in a prayer way, to walk in prayer, to wake up with the sun in the morning and to connect yourself with the land, that's hard work. Who wants to get up at 5 a.m. and do that? That's crazy to some. And so to be Dakota, it's more harder now. And that's why it's otechike, That's why they use that word, otechike. It's difficult now. It was easier when what are you doing this morning? Did you do your prayers this morning? You had 5, 6 brothers that all prayed that morning. It's different when it's like that. But when you're the only one, trying to keep that way, you're lonely.
Yeah.
And a lot of Dakotas say that. We're lonely because there's nobody else. It's all Washichu around us. And so I think some of us, maybe that's one of the reasons why we're so adamant on bringing the culture back, because our loneliness will go away. I think,
Yeah,
because we're
so true.
we're missing our spirit, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's do one more sentence, Unka, and then
All right. So taku che ea wichachcha old man.
Yeah.
To kecha ayaku shni hai. Ayaku, you bring home. Shni not. Ayaku shni hai ea.
Is it
she said.
K-U-N?
Ku, just ku.
Ayaku.
Yeah. Shni. Ayaku shni hai ea.
Ayaku shni he.
Ea, yeah.
Now you figured out here, he said.
Mm.
Whenever you hear stories like this, you'll hear kapi or ea or he, like he said. That he said.
Yeah. He is a question. Do kuch ayaku shni hai is a question.
Oh, this one's a question.
Ah.
Okay.
Do kuch ayaku shni hai.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ayaku, you take,
You bring home.
you bring home.
Ayaku, you bring home. Not. Do kuch why. Why?
This was my favorite question in the beginning. Tokacha. We chachcha, older man.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Unka and de edo.
De edo.
Eacha itpi taha ichu. Eacha itpi pi
Itpi.
taha
Uh-huh.
ichu.
Okay.
So unka is and.
Yeah. De.
Where am I?
This
Where
is
am
it.
I? Unka de edo. This is Ea, he said. Cha itpi is bosom, chest.
Chest. Oh, that makes sense with the cuddling.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're bringing them into your itpi.
Yeah, he had him.
Yeah.
But she didn't see it, the kunshi, his
Yeah.
wife, yeah.
Oh.
Itpi taha
Itpi
ichu.
Put it towards your chest.
Taha is from.
From your chest. Yeah, that word from. Okay. I'm going to put a little note on here just to remind us all that this taha means from.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ichu. Tok.
Because I hear wiochpia taha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from,
like that,
yeah.
from towards the
From,
west.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And you took.
He took, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot of work. We thought to do this, like I always say, I get just tired afterwards. Maybe I was getting older, but It's getting, it's a lot of work and hard on our brains. And so but there's a lot of words here we're learning as we're going along. Toka cha. And you can make sentences out of these, right? Toka cha, huh? Why? You know?
Yeah.
And so there's just little things that you could notice. You could take sentences out of here and you could apply it to your everyday life. So it's not just about the story. There's practical sentences that you could use throughout this. And you're also learning how to describe things and tell stories is really what it's all about too. So
Hohechitu.
Hanakshakte.
Hanakcha, that is it.
Oh, what's that?
Okay, yeah.
Tonaka.